Hey. Alright, let's get to it, I guess. So, what's up? It's me without a chord. Yep. And, I'm gonna go over Patcher today. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go over part of Patcher. I have to make this, basically I have to make a patcher tool. Yeah, so first things first is we're gonna load patcher, or we're gonna load the key mapper, VXF key mapper, right? Yeah, and I already have an idea for what I want for this, so really, actually, I'll probably delete this and I'll probably just work on one right now. So, this is going to be a hack for music theory. And it's almost like, it's pretty easy for you guys to be able to follow along and do this, okay? So this is the key mapper. So what it looks like. And so basically, all it does is it reassigns pitches. You think it seems like pretty easy, right? It is. It looks a little weird right at the moment. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another plugin which generates an actual sound. I'm going to use Citrus. And so you got to look between here and here. There's generators and there's effects, okay? The generators generate a tone. Effects obviously affect that tone, okay? And so basically, I'm just gonna throw in a synth, Citrus, doesn't matter to me, okay? And then I'm gonna send it from, so I'm gonna send MIDI, so the green line's MIDI, okay? MIDI events, and so MIDI's gonna come in here, and then it's gonna go through my key mapper, and then it's gonna go into Citrus. So if I take this away, you won't hear anything. Right? I'll play the piano and you won't hear anything. I'm going to put it through here and you're going to hear it, okay? And you can see on the key mapper, right? Basically, when I hit F, it's going to hit F, okay? But what you could do is, these are all also keys. So this is octave above, this is an octave below. And if I want to hit F, I could hit F right here as well. And hit both at the same time. So every time I hit any F key, it plays the octave below plus the octave that I'm actually using. Okay, so if I hit this one, if you can see up here it says F4, right? It's also playing F3 at the same time. And if I hit F5, it'll also play F4. And you can delete this easily by just left clicking. I can even do a C if I wanted. And F. That's E. So you can easily make a chord randomly. But what I'm going to do here, okay, is I'm actually going to create a way for me to just switch from key to key to key. Okay? That's exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to open this up, parameters. I'm going to just do enable. And I'm going to have a bunch of buttons, basically. Or I'm going to have, I guess, I'll have a slider. Right? I can have a slider, and then what can I do with the slider? I can name it, right? I can name it, and this will just be key mode chooser, okay? And then I want it to have big steps. There's 8 keys. Let's just do the first 8 keys, right? let's just do that first. Basically, I'm going to have it, orientation. This is fine, really. Properties, yeah, maximum value. See, yeah, I don't want that craziness. I just want it to be 8. Right, yeah. Let it go. Trying to get it so that, oh, I know. Move speed. Move speed is 1. Okay. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could actually, well, let me actually do this first. Delete this. Let me do button. I'll just do a regular button. Right? A switch, really? You could add so many different things. But I'm just gonna do, actually, I'll do a checkbox. Why not? Flat checkbox. And I'll just delete this guy. Yeah, so this checkbox is actually going to turn this one on or off, basically. And if I do that, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. If I just click this button now. Ready? Checkbox. Alright, so now this key mapper works, right? Thing is, I want it to do for all of them, and I'm going to do an inverse. I'm going to need inverses. I wonder if I could add patcher into patcher. You think I could? I could do a patcher into a patcher. Alright, that's just Inception going on here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this guy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add yeah. Okay. So I could basically turn this on and off. I want to rename this. Hold on. We're going to go back to this. I'm going to rename you. And we're going to do, this is just C minor, okay? I was going to name it C minor. So every time I click it, I should be able to play in C minor, okay? And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to map C sharp. C sharp is actually going to be mapped to D. So, I'm just going to play that. Then I'm going to map, then there is a D. Alright, well. I'm just going to do it with actually the white keys. So you never have to play a black key ever. Right? And then E is just going to be actually D sharp. So I'm just going to go into D sharp here for E. So then F isn't in it. F sharp's not in it. So F sharp could just be a G, really. Alright, and then A is actually going to be G sharp. Right here. Like that. And then B is going to be A sharp. Look at that. So I just turned all the white notes to C minor, okay? And I can turn this off. So so basically I have this mapped so that when I check this checkbox, it actually turns on this key mapper, and then I can do C sharp or C minor. Right now it's C major. Then I just turn it on. Bam. And now you're jamming in C minor, okay? But what if I want to do another key, okay? There's a few things I can do. First I'm gonna throw in another checkbox maybe I should do another, trying to think what the values are if I was to open up bass key. Bass key, I could either do bass key or I could do offset transpose. So if I do offset transpose, and how many values do I have here? I don't know, but let's just assume. So let's just see. Let's just see how many values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Obviously. So it's got 12 values. Okay. So then I can easily just shift this to have a slider. All right. Could be any color. It doesn't really matter. Bam. I'm going to say properties, move speed. It's going to be 1. Properties, big steps, 12. Okay, and let's just see. It won't move. Properties, move speed. I said 1. Properties, maximum value. Oh, it's 12. And then minimum, I must have done minimum value. Oh, it's 0. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So bam. So now I got this slider, and the slider is actually going to do, I'm actually just going to call it to basically rename it. Basically, slider 4 is going to change from pitch tonic. It's just going to tonic shifter. We'll just say. Okay. Bam. Okay. So now what I do is I'll take the tonic shifter, and I got to open it up on here to do the offset transpose, and then bam. As I have this on and I play the just C major, and it turns it, this key mapper turns it into C minor. And if I turn this off, I'll play the same keys and I'll do C major. And if I turn it on, bam, we're back to C minor. Alright, and then this actually controls the offset, which I guess this needs a size. This actually needs a size of maximum value is of 24. Bam. Actually. So this is the middle, and this will be. So if I put it all the way up, if I put it in the middle, it's at C minor. But if I put it up 1, it's C sharp minor. Even if I'm just playing still the same keys. And then I can bring it down to C minor. Now I'm going to take it a step further, though, because now I'm not only going to have just minor, I'm going to do all the scales. Well, I'll do the 7 scales, okay? So we'll just add a plugin. Patcher. Oh, I'm already in Patcher. I don't need to do Patcher again. All right, no. So we'll just throw in another key mapper. Bam. Key mapper here, right? We should rename it. Rename. This will be minor. And then here, I'll just say rename. What should we name it? Rename it to, we'll do Phrygian next, right? It's my favorite scale. Well, one of my favorite scales. All right. So for Phrygian, we'll open this bad boy up. So for C Phrygian, it'll be C. First, let's turn this one off. also, this is gotta go to here. So really, D needs to be C sharp. So I'll just put this here. Yeah. We are doing, yeah, I'm doing the key mapper. So I've already made it. So for those who just joined, I've already made it so that if I, basically, if I turn, well, I gotta shut this one off real quick. I gotta take this off. Basically, if I switch this switch, I have this key mapper to map my white notes to C minor. So I just have my white notes. All I have to do is play the white notes, and I'm in C minor. And then I can actually change it to C sharp minor by just switching this offset, which transposes the whole thing up a semitone. Every time I move this, it transposes an entire semitone, the whole scale. So you're never gonna have to play black notes. This is gonna be a music theory hack, but really I'm building this instrument so that I could basically have all the scales in one thing and never have to do anything. I can then automate my entire set of MIDI to go from all this stuff. Yeah. So this is a way, so hold on. So first basically I have to have a basically I have to do the Phrygian thing. So D becomes C sharp. Well, first let's turn off C minor, and then let's map this to the citrus thing. So I gotta get rid of the D, but D sharp stays. E does not. F sharp not. G. Oh. Why is that happening twice though? Oh, it's because I'm doing this twice. I thought I deactivated it though. Oh, I know why. It's because the MIDI's actually coming in through here. I have to figure out a way to stop that event from happening. Otherwise, my ideas might not necessarily work. I've disabled it, but the MIDI is still going through, basically. So maybe if I just man, I gotta think of a good way to do this, honestly. Alright, so I'll just take this out really first. I'll put this in here. And maybe this could do it. And I can just turn down the velocity 100%. Interesting. Why isn't the C happening though? Well, that's kind of dumb. I'm really thinking that the C should actually be playing right now, even if it is going through here or not. That is so interesting. I could potentially shut off each synth, but alright, let's see. Maybe I could just daisy chain them together. How about that instead? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I think that'll actually work. So if I just do this instead and send it through here instead, this should work. Alright, let's do this now. Alright. Yep, so E is actually gonna be D sharp here. Oops, sorry. This is Phrygian now. So Phrygian also has F is good, it's in F. G, I also need A sharp for A is actually A sharp, right? So we'll just go down to A for A sharp. And then B will be no, G sharp, sorry. G sharp, and then B will be A sharp. So now I can do Phrygian, C Phrygian. Yeah! I love Phrygian. Okay, so now basically, alright, so this is actually going to work out a little better than I anticipated. So really, what's going to happen is, I'm going to then make another, I'm basically going to make another checkbox that's going to just be, where'd it go? Here it is. So this checkbox is going to be, I'm going to rename it to Phrygian. And actually, I'm just going to rename this to Aeolian, because that's the name of the minor scale. So basically, I have these two things now, right? And I'm just going to come up to here. And this guy is my Phrygian. And basically, I have to turn enable on input parameter. So then I'm just going to go to here, right? And if I want to play now in Phrygian, I just turn this on. Play all the white keys. And if I don't want to play Phrygian and I want to play a minor or Aeolian, then I switch that one off, turn this one on. And I'm playing the same keys. I'll just play the same keys. Yep, and then I'll just switch this off, and then bam, we're on Phrygian. Bam. The great thing about these things is that you can create automation clips. So that's what's great about Patcher. Like, I can literally automate these now without me touching them ever again, and I can automate an entire song. But I wanted to go through every single scale. So we did minor, we did Phrygian. Now let's do another one. This is the key mapper, which is a pretty cool plugin. All right, we just take it out of here and we daisy chain it. Bam, from here to here. And what's great about it is you can always switch out the synth too. And like after I save this patch, basically what I'll do is I'll just switch the synth out. And then I can basically just, anytime I want to load this patch, I can just delete this, throw in a new synth, and I can have it do it in any synth, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm going to rename this one to major or Ionian, which is the major scale. And then I'm just going to go into it, and there's no C sharp at all, but there is a D, and that's fine. Actually, for this one, I can just get rid of all these, and it should be exactly the major scale indefinitely. But I also, remember, I have to change this parameters to get the enable, and then I have to make a checkbox, so that checkbox will enable or disable that key mapper directly, really. Ionian, bam. Okay, so now basically I'm gonna just send this to here, right? And now I can literally just, I mean, I could just shut it off, honestly. There's no real point to actually do this except to be able to do the transpose thing, because automatically, if I play all the white keys, it's just C major anyway. I could do C major triads, though. How about that? Wouldn't that be cool? Let's do that instead. So we got D, we got F, and we got A. Cool, right? Alright, we'll get into chords in a second. First, I'm just going to do all the scales. Alright, so let's just do all of them. Let's do, the next one we're going to do, is Dorian. The Dorian scale. Maybe we don't even have to do all of them. I mean, the challenge, I'm doing this challenge, so it's like, I just have to use the key mapper once. Not all these, but this is my idea for it. So really, I just have like the minor, I'll have Phrygian here, and then I'll have Ionian here. I'll have Dorian here, and I'll just keep daisy chaining them down. Should move them out just a little bit so it looks a little neater. Yeah, and then I will just come in here, I'll make another checkbox. Bam. Yeah, doesn't matter which one it is. You can make them whatever, whichever ones you want. So this will be Dorian. Bam. Bam. All right, cool. Then I have it now, so I just have to basically enable this. Bam. All right. So now I could just switch this off. And now I'm doing Dorian. Actually, I didn't actually change it yet, did I? It's still in major. So Dorian. So Dorian would be whole. So it's going to start at C and go to D. That's fine. And then Dorian does a half, though. So it's actually going to be D to D sharp. So E is going to actually be D sharp. All right. And then it goes whole, half, whole, half. So I just do whole notes for here. So it's going to actually be, so I do one. So it's going to be, really? Whole, half. So that is just like whole, no, it goes, yeah. Dorian is D Dorian would be C sharp, or C major, right? The same key. So I just basically move, so it's going to be whole, half, whole. So I got to do whole notes here. So this is going to be F sharp, D sharp to, oh no, D sharp to F is totally right. So F's going to still be there. Sorry. So that's a whole note. Then a whole would be G, right? Then another whole will be A. And then a half will be A sharp. So B will be A sharp. Let's see. What happened? Oh, D doesn't have one. D is supposed to be D. Oh, D sharp. C sharp. Huh. What's happening here? Why is this not working for me? Because I have Phrygian on. Oh, I have both of them on. Yeah, so let me just make sure that's the same. Yep, that sounds just like what I'm supposed to be playing. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. Yeah. Alright, that's Dorian. Okay, so now I could just switch between these. This will be major, obviously. I can go back to minor. Alright, cool. And I've done 4 scales now. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright. And basically I can just pick between them now and automate. Right? And I could always just only write in the C in all the white notes. And I could just do this, and then I could just loop through this. Let's just turn this up. Actually, let me just get rid of most of this stuff here. Bam. Bam. And I'm just going to do this flip. Bam. Okay. And I'm just going to paste that. I'm about to show you the power of this. So now. And then I can just change it, the transpose it, just like this. And now it's a D, and I'll go up the next one. Alright, pretty sweet. I mean, this is like a pretty useful tool. And then I could literally just swap this guy out. I can just add another plugin. I could actually transpose it completely, or just send it twice out of here into this. I can layer these things too. I mean, I'll open this up. Right? I mean, why not? And that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it for the key mapper. But you can also do chords too. Let's just maybe do chords, and then we'll see. We can see if I wanted to do like if I wanted to do chords, I could like put another daisy chain in here and just be like chordify instead, and then just have these all like do chords instead, because I mean, you could do that, and you do that easily because you have the octave below and you also have the octave above plus the octave that you have. So you could potentially do like a G and a C for here. I'm just gonna go into the minor one. And that's always gonna play the chords below or above, whatever you want. You can even put the chord like right here if you want. Just have the minor chord, and then you could have the literal right? You could have D. What's actually the D in C minor? It's gonna be diminished. That's right. But you could do like the major chord here, G sharp. No, G sharp doesn't have a major, does it? It should. Yeah, it does. But it's must be C, right? Put it here. Right there you go. Major chord. Bam. Automatically. And the great thing about this is that you can automate that kind of stuff. So if you wanted to actually chordify, let's just do another button, another checkbox. And we'll just rename it to chordify Aeolian, right? And we'll just basically, if we chordify Aeolian, basically I'll just make another key mapper here that is going to be in the same state pretty much, and then we'll just daisy chain it, and we'll do we'll just rename it here as minor chordify. Bam. All right, then we just go in, you can just select, there's presets, so we don't even have to like, we could do Aeolian, right? See, it's just gonna say, it doubles up on these. And what I did was I didn't double up, I just did the white keys. So we can just take those right off. And that was actually why some of them weren't even working right away. But hold on. Let's do input parameters, enable, and then we'll do chordify this one, right? So then really we're just gonna do all of the minor stuff. And you can actually put whatever chords you want in, really, and this could be like your progression even. And I'll even do the smaller one down here, and maybe even the octave, just for shits and giggles. Make these big epic chords just by using the key mapper. You're just playing one note at this point, like, you know, and then you can just automate, you know, if it goes into the riff or, you know, the actual chords. So yeah, so what's D? So D goes to, so what's the D triad in a minor here? So it's gonna be, yeah, it is diminished. So it's gonna be D, F, right? And then it's gonna be also G sharp. And then the D sharp is going to be the same thing, really. No, it's not. D sharp is actually, no, not F. Yeah, G and A, and then F is going to be minor. F is going to be minor, right? So G sharp and then C. Yep, and then G is going to be minor as well, right? Yeah, so D sharp minor is going to be D here, and then oh yeah, and then this is going to be the C, and then the D sharp, and then the A is going to be also, that's going to be major, huh? D and then F, right? So we'll just do these. Right? Bam. So that is how you do chords. Okay. How I actually did it though is I did actually follow the actual C sharp or the C minor pattern, which is not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to do D is going to be fine, but the E is actually going to be the D sharp. So I'll put you here, right? And then the F is fine, obviously. G is fine. G sharp needs to be up in the A, so this is just gonna, I'm just gonna copy these just so that it's consistent with the rest of my thing here, and then this is gonna be all up in B. All right, so now I can just play the C major notes, and I'll be playing all of the chords here. F, right? G, and then G sharp. And then I'm going to do B fret. Right, and I even got the octave here. Can I fit the whole octave? You're damn well right. I could fit the whole fucking octave for all of them. So I'm just going to do that here, F's going to go with the F, G's going to go with the G, G sharp's going to go with the A, and A sharp's going to go with the B, so. And now I have the chord, I just chordified, basically, yeah, right? I chordified it, so. Just turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Bam. Chordified. That's simple as that. Then you can basically I'm going to write in, I could write in my chord progression, right? Bam. And my chord progression could just literally be, you know, we'll just do 4 bar. I'll do 8 bars. Nah, I'll do 4 bars, whatever. You just go into the piano roll and you could just use the white notes, and you don't even need to know. I mean, obviously you need to know the patterns to put it in the key mapper, but you actually even don't, because you could just right click and you can click scales, and you can do that here. Alternatively, you can also put scales in here too. There's a way to do it, to just drop in MIDI notes here. Where is it? There's like a way. Oh, right here. Here it is. So, minor. Just regular minor. Means natural. There it is. So if you just do that, you can literally just find the chords that are, you know. So this is the minor for all of them, and like if you wanted to copy that, just put it right in here. That's easy too. But I'm just going to show you this quick, easy way to do these chords. So I'm just going to do minor, minor, here, and then I'm going to go here, right? Now listen to this. Oh, wait. I forgot. I only have to play the white notes, right? So really, this is going to be here, and then this is going to be here. Right. So this is my chord progression, right? But then I could also just have like a straight melody, right, without that stuff. And I'll just put that here, and then you can just literally do it all in the white keys. Right? It's gonna sound like chorded, but I'm gonna write. Actually, I don't even have to do it like that. It's gonna be like this, right? But see, that is kind of confusing for me because I've been writing it in the same pattern for so long. But it's just like this is a good way, or a good hack for you to be able to not have to worry about it. Like, you can set it up and then just use it every time. Like it matters. And then basically you just come in here and let's just do this, right? 2 measures. I'll do Ionian. Seems like a lot of work, but it's like once it's set up, like you can just come back in. Like you could come in at the same template every time even. Or you could just save the patcher instance. Like, I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Up here you just hit save. And then this will be key mapper. Alright. Bam. Okay. And then you can come in here and you can like watch. So I can activate this, I can activate that, and I can create an automation clip, and I can create an automation clip. Really, there's only 2 states, on and off. Alright. And then we're just going to do chordify. Let's see if I can just turn this up right here. Yeah, like right that. So this will be the chordify one. And then once the melody comes in, I actually have to shut chordify off. So I'll just like automate that to be nothing. And then this will be turned on. Yep. And then bam, you just turn this on and it'll turn to just the solid Aeolian. You'll see the buttons. I'll open it all up so we can see all of it at once. Patcher, right? And then we'll just shut this down. Right, and then we'll just watch this. So chordify is on, and you can see I'm doing that. And then I'll open this guy. And let's not do it that long. I don't know why. Oh, I did that because I wanted to change keys. It takes a little bit more automation, but it's actually pretty simple. So let's just listen to it from here. And then just a single. It just goes to this single minor, right? It went from doing the chords to doing the just straight up scale with no chords at all. But so hold on. Then we could do this. We could then we could basically we can create automation clips for all these things. So if all of a sudden I wanted to just be in Dorian scale, right? I could activate this, create an automation clip, right? And then I want to basically I'm gonna shut off the minor here. Make unique. I gotta have this down. All right. So then I basically can turn this into Dorian by just turning this up. It's only got 2 states, which is great about these kind of automations because it's like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. So I could do this. I could have that there. I'm going to just combine these. So this is like shutting it off, all the minor off. And then I can go right to Dorian. Playing one note, but all those chords. Yeah, it's so sick. Oh, I gotta turn off chordify. Sorry. You could just keep changing these, automate the scale, whatever scale you want. So if you want to change from scale to scale on a track, like easily by just automating this, and yeah, and you can obviously change the sound that's coming through by just changing the synthesizer. You know, we can go back to the beginning. And then it's so easy to even write these rhythms too, because you'd be like dun 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 dun. We're gonna do the moon baton. We're gonna do the moon baton thing. Even though I find it funny at higher tempos, like this tempo, it's actually pretty nice, but it doesn't. It's not necessarily. See, these are so, and then you could basically, you know, you could do chordify for every single scale after you've made them, and you can just switch from scale to scale, like however you want, and then that will just send this to that MIDI data to here. Yeah, and I mean, you can get even crazier with it, because you could actually, instead of doing scale by scale, you could basically add the layers of each chord. So like every note maps to, you know, the note it's supposed to be, but then every successive daisy chained key mapper can add another chord layer onto your original bass note, your tonic, your root note, right? And then like you instead of like switching from scale to scale using these, you could switch from chord layers. You'd be like, oh, I want the 4 and the 5, or the 9 and the 7, or like the, you know, you could just keep doing that with these. And then obviously then there's transposition here, you know, with these. So if I was to do both at the same time here, let's just do these. I think that it should work the way Oh, you know why this and this isn't working? Because basically I've transposed these notes, and then basically when it comes to here, it doesn't go there correctly. It's not on the same thing, especially when you raise it up by this offset. But yeah, okay. So this was the key mapper, and that's what I wanted to show you guys today. And it's cool. You can send, you know, this is all daisy chains, so this could come into here. You can see the chords happening, even though only one note is being played. That's because the key mapper is awesome, and it allows you to do that kind of crazy shit. Yeah. And then, yeah, and if you just want to get rid of that sound, you can just... You could even, let me see. I'll check. Because maybe you could just have an array of synths in here. And, I mean, you could map it to, like, master level, and then you could just turn it down. You could switch them from turn it down. There's no way, it doesn't look like there's a way to, like, deactivate. Look at all the parameters in Serum. It's fucking ridiculous, right? It's crazy. That wasn't even Serum, actually. That was Citrus. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you got each operator. That's crazy, honestly. That's so crazy. That's fucking wild. But yeah. So you could probably just turn down the master fader if you wanted to actually automate turning on and off synths right in your patcher instance. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, alright guys. That's all I wanted to do today on the good old key mapper. I'm gonna save it. save my preset as chord scale changer. And yeah, so alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something about Patcher and you learned something about the key mapper. And just like I said, like if you don't really know all the scales, you can like right click them. You can even search them on the internet. Like, you know, you could pick the scales here and it'll show up, or you know, you can you know, there's Locrian, or there's Lydian, here's Locrian, and like you can do all of them. And you could add whatever chords you want on top of them. And if you daisy chain it like this and just turn these off, like you can deactivate this, deactivate this, deactivate this, deactivate this. So the MIDI just goes through all these, gets to this one, and then it's changed. And that's how I originally was going to just send the MIDI to every single one, but that was actually playing them all at once. Even apparently not deactivated, the MIDI just passes through. So I learned that today. Hope you guys learned more. Yeah, all right.